Welcome friends to Throwback Thursday. But first of all, I just want to show you a little something. I have managed to stitch the tape on. I've also managed to stitch the Yorkshire flag on, but not quite as well. It's fine. It's fine. It's not going to fall off. The tape is stitched on a little better. So I've still got the Allied flag to do. That's fine. And also, anybody who was at the 10th anniversary meetup may probably have been thinking this, but there's a crucial item that I completely forgot about somehow, and it is. Do you see? Made by my good friend Lewis, who presented it to me at the 10th anniversary, and then it just been sat on my desk. And I'm thinking, I'm sure. Well, I had a picture of a circus tent patch in my head, and I was thinking. Well, I've ordered one. I've ordered a big one to go there. But I could picture one, and then it struck me. I had a bit of a shower thought, and yeah, so there it is. It's going to go on the side there. You can see it's got pins in it at the moment, but I'll sew that on at some stage. I did try to iron it on. It won't iron on. I don't think it's got the iron backing, but that's fine. It was handmade, sort of. So it's unique, and yeah, it's going to go on the suit. Anyway, Throwback Thursday. So it's something a little different today. Not a video game related thing for once, but it is a music related thing, and music has come up on Throwback Thursday before, but not quite in this context, because you see, when I was growing up, my parents, they basically wanted me to do anything but video games, which kind of makes sense thinking about it, getting some other hobbies and interests going, all good, and one of the items that pertained to said hobbies interests was this beggar. This is my Yamaha keyboard. There it is, it's huge. I have had it on my lap just preparing for this recording, and it's a pretty big thing. Surprisingly though, you can play it while it's on your lap. It's just, it's a little big for that. It's the sort of thing that you want to have on a stand. But anyway, it's my Yamaha keyboard. I've had it probably since I was about 6. It was bought for me and my brother, undoubtedly. I think he played it a bit more than I did. Let's plug it in. Unfortunately, because it's so old, well, first of all, I've not got the original power adapter, so the power is a little bit on the dodgy side. But it seems to work okay. Still can't play it. Thing is, I never really learned how to play it. It came with a songbook, and I've got some sort of children's fairy tale. Not fairy tale. What's the word? What's the word for a song made for kids? I can't think of the word now, but things like Humpty Dumpty and stuff, and Twinkle Twinkle. It's got those in it. Unfortunately, it doesn't really teach you how to read music, so you're kind of on your own for that one. But well, you can't see the keyboard now. I didn't really think this through. I can't show it on camera easily. Well, I think you all know what a keyboard looks like. You've just seen it. So it's a pretty standard keyboard. My granddad has one very similar. This one's a bit more advanced than his, because his is a bit older. And it's got 100 different instruments on it, including, well, you've got the grand piano. Very discordant. I'll just angle the mic down a bit so you can hear a bit better. I did just try and play something, actually. Well, that's the extent of my piano skills. There we go. So, grand piano. You can play grand piano things with it. You can also do, for example, the honky tonk. I believe the Rolling Stones were a fan of that one, but then you can do things like, sitar was a favourite one, I think. Or strings. I liked strings when I was younger. That was spoonish Gary Newman there. And there's all sorts. There's steel drums. You can't really. It's not the loudest. It's not like your traditional steel drum. It's not got that hit, but it sounds steel drumish. But then you've got things that are a bit strange. Like, well, the thing is, this keyboard was very prevalent in schools. I believe my school had loads of them, and they explicitly. Well, it was a bit of a poor choice because the very first music lesson we had, the keyboards were out, and the teacher said, "Hey, go and use the keyboard, but if you press this button, then you're immediately thrown out. You can't use the keyboard anymore." And anybody who's used this keyboard is probably well aware of what this button is. But I'm going to press it now. You ready?
DJ!
Oh yeah. And suddenly the keyboard is no longer a keyboard, it's more like this. Three.
1 4 1 1 4 1 4 1 1 4.
It's a bit puzzling. I don't really understand why the DJ is there. But it's there. Actually, I'm misremembering. I think the first lesson, the teacher said, right, go on, get the DJ out of your system, to press the DJ and then go mad, and then that's it, it's done with. And then we didn't really want to use it anymore. It was the European alcohol effect. Yeah, DJ's a strange one. There's also just a button that takes you straight to piano. But what else can one do? Well, of course, there is demo mode, which plays Livin' La Vida Loca, as well as, well, again, there's like 100 different tracks on here, and I don't really understand why, but, well, I'll see if I can demonstrate. I don't think you'll be able to see the display from there, and this is assuming that the power doesn't get cut out, but yeah, you really can't see the display. But, well, you might be able to tell that there is a treble clef there and there are some staves, because it actually shows you which notes are being played on the staves, and I think that's quite clever. It also tells you the tempo and the measures. Yeah, it's quite good, and there's a little keyboard. What am I saying? There's a little display of the keyboard. I'll just turn that off. And it shows you which keys are being pressed at any given time. I think it's quite good. Again, you can't really see it unless you're at a certain angle, but I suppose if you were playing with a stand, then you would be seeing it at that angle. So you can kind of follow along and see which keys are being pressed and then try and work it out from there. It is a little bit fast. But yeah, there's all sorts of songs, like, for example, bit of Jamiroquai. I think only one of the speakers works. I don't know the words for this. Is there one that I do know the words for? No. The one was just called Dancing. What's Dancing? Oh, both speakers do work, but one of them's really quiet. Yeah, I don't recognise this at all. I thought it was going to be Dancing in the Street. Anyway, whatever. The final thing that it has is a Yamaha Education Suite.
Lesson 1.
And it's supposed to teach you how to use each hand separately. So, I mean, I don't know how it works, because the lesson, you're immediately playing... Is this Hein Klein and Nax music? Could be. I think it is, yeah. But the trouble is, you've got to know how to play it already, because it shows you the notes, but it's just kind of playing it, so I don't really know how that's supposed to work. But the idea is that you've got to learn how to do different things with each hand, so that's the important part. And there is a dictionary, and I don't know how that works either. But
Dictionary.
there you go. Oh, it might have been for release, actually. No, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff you can do with this keyboard. It's it's quite incredible. It's a lovely learning tool. I believe I've gone overtime. I think the overtime thing will have just gone now. It's hard to tell when I put the intro on when it's going to end up being. But, one more thing I would like to demonstrate. I'll just turn it off now because I need to show you this one last bit. And this is something that I've never messed with, but something that I would like to try out one day. Don't have the equipment for it as yet, but I'm sure I could rustle something up. Check this out. Those are MIDI ports, so I could plug this darn thing into a computer and play some tunes. How cool would that be? I mean, it's still huge, and it's still... Oh. Does it take batteries? I think it does, you know, honestly. Could do away with the power adapter and just plug it in and put batteries in. That'd be much better. I can also put headphones in it so I don't have to disturb my wife if I want to practice with it. But yeah, it's got MIDI. So one thing I would like to do with this, I demonstrated my flute not so long ago, and I've actually put it in storage because it's far too loud and I can't really play it here without disrupting my wife. But I can play this, and it might be good to practice doing different things with my hands. I'm quite good at typing on a keyboard, but I'm not good at playing a keyboard, so I think it would be beneficial for me to do this for now, and then I can learn how to play this, and then maybe that will help me play my flute. Just got to get round to it now, haven't I? Anyway, that's my very special keyboard, and if you're wondering, it's a Yamaha PSR 160. Very cool. I like it a lot. Anyway, that's all for today, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow. And if I was good enough at playing this, I would play you off, but I'm not. So I'm just going to do keyboard count. Very smooth, huh? Here we go. Where do I put it in? So I think this is how it went, isn't it? Strings.